Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Ranking Member. First, let me join my other colleagues in thanking our witnesses for all of their services over the last 4 years of this administration to stabilize our financial system, to support community financial institutions, and overall to protect consumers. And I mean that. I've enjoyed our one-on-one meetings, and I've enjoyed the way you have performed here in testifying. Before I ask my first question, let me just say that my line of comments will be dealing with hypocrisy. The hypocrisy of Republicans demanding Mr. Gruenberg to immediately resign and holding him accountable for misconduct at the agency, but turning a blind eye to similar misconduct by members of their own party, including the president-elect. Now, let me also go on the record. As an earlier colleague on the other side of the aisle said, as a female, she's bothered. I too am bothered. I have posed the questions. I have no tolerance for any type of harassment or sexual harassment to any person, and especially women who are working and have to be in an environment that makes them feel unsafe or uncomfortable. So I want to go on the record with that. And many of my colleagues over here, from our ranking member to our chair of the small business, asked very tough questions about having a culture that people should be able to work in. Now, with that said, I have a real problem with my colleagues on the other side and hypocrisy, as Mr. Congressman Meeks brought out. So bear with me. Pandora's box has been opened. Mr. Gruenberg, have you had any person, female or male, on your staff accuse you of rape?
No, Congressman.
Have you had any female on your staff accusing you of luring them into a hotel room or your office and making sexual accusations to them personally?
No.
Have you ever made a personal sexual harassment comment to a female on your staff or put them in a position where you didn't care about their personal safety?
No.
Okay, with that said, while I also understand that you have a responsibility, while I may not have agreed with the timeliness of your responses, I do respect that you took ownership. I do respect that you said you understand, quote from the transcript of the last questioning of you, that you now understand that perception basically is reality and that you would deal with it. People have been terminated. You've taken a strong position. I may not like that you didn't take it earlier in doing that. But with that said, I think the hypocrisy is that we have a president-elect who has appointed or nominated for appointment a Secretary of Defense who has been accused of rape, who has been accused of luring a staff member into a hotel room. For 8 hours, she did not return to her hotel room with her family and children and said she had been raped, and there's no accountability. The president-elect said he'd stand by Pete Hegseth in this, and it's been brushed under the table. So to my Republican colleagues, I hope that they ask the same questions and demand him to not accept this appointment. I have a hard time with hypocrisy. I have a hard time because wrong is wrong, whether you are Democrat or Republican. But to have a president-elect not make the same statements as you had, but to be very blatant in saying he can basically do whatever he has to do. So this message is to all of us, but more importantly to my colleagues on the other side. You know, what's good for one side is good for both. Let's hold everybody accountable, because also it is harmful to be against DE&I. That is a form, in my opinion, of standing against women who have make less money, who've not had the same opportunities. And so when we push for DE&I, it was well accepted when Congresswoman, then Chairman Maxine Waters pushed for it. We had somebody that was a ranking. They asked questions and went on records. Our chairman now even said that at the opening of this, he would continue with DE&I and we would have it. That never happened. It never happened. And now we are having institutions having their dollars taken away for the very mention of DE&I. I know my time is up and I yield back.